let's get into, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to get to, and I want to get to AEW news. And so, everybody, let's get Bad News Barrett in here because it is time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
For miscellaneous news and just sort of a light news warm-up little, as we do here at PWT Live Show. So MLW announced that the enforcer, Arn Anderson, will make a special appearance at MLW Don Gato Tequila Live special on Thursday, November 20 at the Charleston Music Hall in Charleston, South Carolina. This event will be presented live on YouTube and Be In Sports. Anderson will also hold a limited pre-show meet and greet from 6 to 6:30 p.m. Tickets for the meet and greet can be pre-ordered at MLWVIP.com. So now I'm just plugging there. And the event tickets start at $15 and are available. I don't get paid for this. So MLWGo.com. There you go. Thanks for the news, right? Thanks for the content. Where's your fucking content? Arn Anderson is going to MLW, and I think he's working with WWE in some capacity, or they have him under a Legends or a Nostalgia, or he's just there when Cody Rhodes needs him. I don't really know, but good for Arn Anderson. This is a big deal. He's still, I don't know, it's a big deal for MLW. Has he ever appeared for MLW before? Like maybe to manage his kid. I think his kids appeared there, but I don't know. Good for them. It's making news. I don't know if they're paying people to get that out there or what, but Braun Strowman had this to say about WWE. He said recently he spoke about his 2025 departure from WWE during an appearance on TMZ Inside the Ring. He discussed the creative constraints of his monster persona, stating that he wished the company had allowed him to be his authentic self. And he says, "This is the first time in my life I've had a major platform where I get to be Adam Scherr, the man behind the monster, and that's what's so special to me. If WWE would have ever just let me be me, I would have ruled the world. I did my best I could with what they gave me every week, I like to think I changed what it meant to be a big man in the wrestling business, And now here I am with another opportunity to get these hands, No, opportunity in life to go out here and prove naysayers wrong. The new opportunity is his television show." Oh, sorry, that's what they're saying. Everything on the menu with Braun Strowman. So we've covered that. We watched the trailer. It premieres this Friday, 10 Eastern on the USA Network following SmackDown. I mean, it's a food show. It might be like, oh, SmackDown's over. I mean, I watch it on Netflix. So yeah, this won't be, maybe you guys are at home like, oh, SmackDown's over. Here's just like a brainless food show we can put on, and it's Friday night. Let's order some food and watch this bullshit in SmackDown and sit at maybe that. I don't know. But hopefully his food show does well. There's a billion of those, but there's a billion of everything. And what makes his unique is his experiences. And like he has this ginormous muscly body that he has to fuel up. And I bet he can put some food back. So it's more interesting than just seeing like random. I traveled the world looking for the best foods of each food type, and I swear I know the best foods. Like every show. I worked in the kitchen. I worked as a busboy. I worked in the back. I even emptied the grease trap. Right? I had every restaurant job there was. I even picked the gum from up under the table. Follow me on my food journey to bring you the best nachos and Tallahassee. Like it stands out because it's Braun Strowman, right? So moving along, Ridge Holland, he took to social media to give an update on his foot injury. He says he may also need neck surgery for a prior injury. He says, next Tuesday, I've got to go to Birmingham, Alabama to have the cast cut off. So more x-rays to make sure the foot's all good. And we can go possibly to partial weight bearing. The kicker is that prior to the foot, I had a neck injury that I was going to get imaging for. I got imaging for the post-foot surgery, and I'm going to Birmingham also to see the neck specialist. Worst case scenario, I'll need surgery, and I'm hoping for the best case scenario, which is injections. Like fucking Bane? That's not... Sounds terrible. I hate getting injected with stuff. But I'm having some nerve impingement, which is sending pain down my arms. So I'm a little bit apprehensive about what's going to happen because it's another kick in the balls, really. Yeah, it's just incredibly unfortunate. WWE refused to pay for Mo, who just passed away, for his like kidney transplant or something. And so I don't think it's likely they're, they used to pay for fucking people's rehab stints and stuff. And now I don't know. They're like, fuck this guy. Again, that's how it works in the real world all the fucking time. And I know that he has a great fan base. If Ridge started, he should do like online content of some sort. And I don't know. It just sucks. Like he was a TV star, like love him or hate him. He was on TV for a lot of years there. And I don't know. AEW I don't think would ever hire this guy because they mock his style of wrestling. But if they're smart, they hire him as like a fucking to work with young guys. Tony's we might have a training facility, and the Bucks are talking about PWG. Okay, get Ridge Holland over there doing what he's doing in WWE. I don't know, man. This is instances where it's like, okay, Tony Khan will employ Rita Chatterton, but he won't just like throw Ridge some bones here or something. Like, okay, he cares about wrestling, or does he care about is it this weird vendetta thing? We all know what the truth is there. So unfortunately, I've been saying this for a while now. Like there needs to be a Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And I know that there are Hall of Fames, and there's like the Cauliflower Alley Club, and there's that they give the recipient they gave it to Punk, they gave it to fucking Mickey James, I want to say this year or last year. It sucks that there's not like a museum / Hall of Fame / people can make donations to this like wrestling fund / it just sucks that we can't get it like focused where there's one recognized by all the wrestling companies. Fuck your little goofy wars. The Friday Night Wars. They told me in court. I'm Jim Crockett. I'm Tony Khan. Right? Like fuck all that stupid, all the bald assholes and all that shit. Like one thing recognized by the world of pro wrestling, or like in America, in the maybe like North America. This is like we recognize this as like the Mexico, USA, Canada fucking Hall of Fame library museum / we raise funds and then donate them. You pick a wrestler or a series of wrestlers every year who can be the recipient of shit, that things like that. I don't know. That's the way I'm thinking. That sounds very hippy dippy-ish. But again, everything's a niche now. Like people crowdfund their fucking Carnival cruise vacations and shit. People go fund all types of shit when they get in legal trouble and all this stuff. I'm not saying Ridge, I mean, if he could go fund if he wants to, no, there's no shame in that, especially when you have kids and shit. And it's like, you're talking like neck surgeries and shit. Like there's no shame in that. You gave your body, but I get where he's like, I'm fresh off TV and all of that, but people go fund like car repairs and shit. People go fund new TVs and shit. Okay. We need like a museum, like a centralized thing that people can agree like, okay, this is where, bullshit aside, we all respect this historical whatever that also people can make charitable contributions to year round and fucking help wrestlers. Like when we hear a story like this, they can sort of be there. That would be really cool, especially if we want to play the independent contractor game. Because the wrestlers don't want to stand up and here's the thing, I get it. Like Brian Alvarez wants to faux outrage and shit over this, but he's an independent contractor. Oh, independent contractor? That's, really? Oh, really? Well, yes, really. Technically, really, yes. Like on paper, that's what it is. I don't make the laws. I don't control the way of the universe. And Ridge didn't stand up and go, we need to unionize while he's in WWE. None of them are going to do that. None of the MMA fighters are going to do that either. Why? Because this is like the problem. This has been the problem in boxing and shit for a long time too. And unfortunately, pro wrestling toes the line of combat sport and entertainment, where it's like in entertainment, they're all fucking unionized, but in sports and combat sports, contact, you guys want to all go real wrestling and shit. But then it's like, well, okay, then you have to accept the fucking independent contractor thing. No one will stand up and say anything because if you make it, it benefits you more than it doesn't to be quote unquote an independent contractor. But if you're one of the many more people who don't make it, right, there's less Hulk Hogan's than there's Hulk Hogan's, right? So if you don't make it to that level, it doesn't benefit you in the long run, but everybody's banking on like When's gonna be my time? You know, to quote Ben Affleck in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Damn it, when's gonna be my time? They're all banking on that because if you hit like The Rock, or even not, you could be Finn Balor, you could be Damian Priest, you could be a lot of them. It's more beneficial for them to be independent contractors, quote unquote, in the long run, right? But when you end up like a mid-lower guy like Ridge, and there's way more of them than there's not, then it doesn't benefit you. This is why the AEW guys don't go, we need to unionize, and Hangman wants to virtue signal about ice and shit instead of like, hey, we should unionize and do like healthcare here. A lot of people are getting hurt. You know, Tony Khan's just taking care of people privately. Hey, maybe this would be the time to have a serious discussion, Tony, about unionizing. But Tony won't do that, and none of these people will do that because it doesn't benefit them. None of the indies have done it. None of MLW have done it. It's not done that way in Mexico and shit, you know? So it's incredibly unfortunate. TKO, yes, they're going to be more cutthroat, and the people who sign the checks above Triple H are going to be less, like, his boots are on the ground. He's friends with Ridge and shit. But unfortunately, this is the way things go. And if the shoe were on the other foot, if there were other companies doing this, people won't be like, oh, blasphemous and shit. And we all know that. We all know there wouldn't be faux outrage, right? So, again, Ridge knew what he was signing up for, and he's not doing a pity party. I like that. He is just like keeping it real, and he always took to social media. So this isn't like, oh, he's just fucking complaining online and shit. But dude, set up a GoFundMe or something for real. That's the move. We spent a lot of time on that. So Shotzi and Scarlett, speaking of the indies, are teaming up to take on Allie Katch and Priscilla Kelly on November 15th at HOG Superclash. So there's a battle of the ex-WWE there on the indies, and you see Scarlett, Shotzi, Gigi. They've had no problem sliding right into the indies, getting tons of work. You know, it's because the connections they made before WWE and that they've maintained. I'm not saying that's like, they're obviously incredibly talented, but there's, you know, some people might be struggling a little bit because of location and what scenes they came up in, right? That's all I'm saying. And then shout out Allie Katch, who I'm not sure if she's wrestled in WWE or in a Mae Young Classic or I'm not sure if she's ever, but she's known on the indies. She's really well known. So shout out Hog for putting that on. Speaking of putting on, here's Juicy Finau. So one's in the chat for Bloodline. Everyone was saying Juicy Finau. We'd love to see this guy in WWE, right? We'll acknowledge Juicy Finau here.
Acknowledge me.
So he's doing Power Slap now, and I have it now. I did the research, goddammit. Power Slap makes me sick, so I didn't care to look it up. And so over the past few months, I was like, I thought there was a reality show. Isn't there a reality show? There is. There's an all pro wrestler reality show. Juicy Finau's on it. People were like, he could join the Bloodline and all this shit. This big Samoan here, Tongan Samoa. Sorry, sir. I'm not exactly sure. His name's Juicy Finau AU. I'm not sure if he's a Fatu, an Anuai, a fucking, a Tonga, a Haku relative. I'm not sure, bro. The bloodline runs deep. This could be Bronson Reed's cousin, right? We don't fucking know. No, but jokes aside, here he is. He's in Power Slap, and he just eats this shit like nothing. I told you guys this too. We will see a fucking Braun Strowman. Maybe not him, because he's got money, dude. He made that Vince money in his time. So we're going to see some freak of like Omos, maybe not him because he just got a cologne deal and shit. Yeah, these guys are doing well. You know what I'm saying? WWE guys are doing well. But a Satnam Singh, maybe a guy like, I'll pull a name. We're going to see some freak like Great Khali guy do one of, and we might see some ex-WWE guys go, fuck it. What's Gentleman Jack Gallagher doing? He got canceled from the speaking out shit. He was doing bare knuckle boxing. He was doing BKFC. For a little bit. He still could be doing that, right? So fucking power slap it up, buddy. Like, we're gonna see people where we're like, oh shit, this it's kind of a carnival show too. I mean, if that's the way I'm not really into this, but Juicy eats this like nothing, and I hope he just knocked the shit out of this dude after, because I want to cheer for him just because I know him. But imagine this guy gets starched. Juicy Finau. Look at this little dude behind him trying to catch him. Like, who's catching him? You need to hire like pro bodybuilders to catch these guys.
Juicy.
Good slap!
Juicy, just juicy.
Good slap!
Bro, Samoan's about to fuck around and take power slap over, dude. It's not a joke. Like, this is what the fuck they do. What are you talking about? He got trained stiffer than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate. Like, we saw Hollywood Haley J just get K the fuck out. And that's all it takes. It's a flip of a coin. You get slapped first. Like, here's the thing. Even though Juicy can take that, one of those just placed correctly could get him. You know, like anyone could get anyone if it's like if you're just letting someone hit you like that is the thing, right? Like maybe the mental anticipation will help a little bit, but it's not really my thing. But we will watch the whole pro wrestler reality show 100%. I'm going to watch that with you guys. So that will be amazing. We'll have to do that shit on Patreon or something, though. I'll get fucking UFC will snipe me. We'll get moved to Rumble like Power Slap. So Stardom president Taro Okada was at Arena Mexico for CMLL. And there you go. Some fucking crossover synergy there. So Brett Lauderdale had this to say. We were talking about the indies. He says he was going to hold off on any kind of public update, but I've seen people speculating, so I'll give a brief update. Nick Gage will not be attending any shows for the foreseeable future. He is currently in treatment and has been for several weeks and plans to stay indefinitely. Any promoters that have made deposits for shows coming up that he will not be able to attend will be made whole as soon as possible. Expect an update directly from the man himself when the time is right. In the meantime, thanks to all who have been supported. MDK all effing day. And yeah, hopefully, like, what does Jim Cornette call him again? Nick Gage, the bank addicted drug robber, right? That's it. Deep cut there, or maybe not that deep. I'm sure he's had many rants on Nick Cage and the pomposity of it, but I'll say this, man. I gave him props not even that long ago saying like, dude, he had this doc made about him. He went viral for the Arquette thing. He had the dark side of the ring. All this shit went down. And then he parlayed it into like, he's selling merch. He's staying clean. He's at least not getting in trouble. He's at least not showing up messed up and all this shit, and he's like, I don't know, like he had a blow up there and he was doing really good. Even that spot on AEW TV. And again, I don't think that was like the worst thing ever. I always said that AEW should make its hardcore division more of, and they could have used the FTW belt for it, just more of like, it can lean in that death match direction from time to time, but it's like in honor of ECW, we have this like hardcore division and it's like a clear division. And you can let Moxley do all the garbage shit he wants like in this division, but they don't, they just took the garbage shit and have tried to put it into every major fucking storyline they've ever done. And some people get mad at me. Oh, come on, Phil. That's not very fair calling it garbage shit and what have you. But Gage was staying sober and shit, and he was making money and stuff and selling merch. And it's unfortunate if he relapsed. I really hope that he gets healthy and everything, who knows though? Was he like a claw? I don't know. I didn't keep up with his career. I'm not like the guy's biggest fan, right? But I just know that he was making money, selling merch, and he was no one was complaining about, oh, this guy's robbing banks again, or he showed up on meth again, or whatever the fuck, right? So good for him. He cleaned it up. He's making money and shit. Now, handful of years later, he fucking maybe takes a step backwards. Well, dude, we know you can bounce back, so bounce the fuck back, right? Like you did it once already. You're good, man. You got this shit. So guys, recently, Jazmyn Nyx, and I forget her name. I'm so sorry. She has like another name, Jade something, or I forget. Someone will say it or it'll be written down. Ariel will get it. So Ariel breaks down or talks about Jazmyn Nyx about her decision to walk away from WWE. So we get her thoughts on that. She responds to, because we've talked a bunch of shit about her boyfriend and all that. So she responds to all of that and more. And we have Dani Palmer, who I said when she was in NXT, I was like, dude, she should go to AEW. Like, she just does all these insane fucking flips. Every single one of her matches in NXT looks like a AEW tryout match. And then it turns out she's one of these intense fucking, that is not Christian. Did you guys ever see that wife swap with that big lady? That was like one of the first OG viral clips. That is not Christian. The big Cartman lady. You guys remember that? So Dani Palmer, who is I think she'd fit in great with the Young Bucks and all that. That's all I'm saying, She's thumping her fucking Bible. She loves doing tons of flips.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Go get a job, girl. No, but she responds to all of this, like Mandy Rose and Cora Jade and all these girls going to OF. She responds to it, and she's like, the Water Boy's mom, it's the devil. So let's take a listen. Let's dive in and shout out Ariel Helwani for doing these awesome pro wrestler interviews. I laugh because Ariel Helwani's like interviewing guys who wrote books about Tupac and pro wrestlers and like Channing Tatum and shit. And he's still doing boxing and MMA, but it's just funny how he's like dabbling out into all this other shit, right? He's dipping his toes into everything else. And I personally love it. It's just kind of funny how he went that route. But yes, I appreciate all these pro wrestler interviews. And so let's see what Jazmyn Nyx. Go and watch the Ariel Helwani show. Sub to that shit.
So listening to you right now, you seemed into it. You seem passionate about it.
Yeah.
You seem willing to learn and grow.
Yeah.
You seem excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to the obvious question: why aren't you still a part of WWE? Why did you decide to leave?
Yeah, I mean, I truthfully can say I was not expecting to leave. Like, I wholeheartedly felt like this was going to be my life. I was ready to put in the work and, see where my journey took me. But it came down to, like, making a living. And everyone needs to make a living. And some people's living looks different than others. And for me, it was like, after
this is all it is, dude. Her lifestyle, my lifestyle, I live in the gut and dibbity duck up beginning. Her lifestyle is just fucking GAMOROUS. We're flying first class up in the sky, right? Like, she just she's she can make more money on Twitch, doing Twitch and like IRL streaming and fucking going on Kick and like modeling and all that shit, right? So to her, she's weighing out the two and just looking, well, wrestling will consume the most of my time and pay me the least, or if it's not the least, if I combine these two incomes over here, I can fucking make more than this, and that will still take up less of my time. That's all it is. And fortunately for her, if they called up Fatal Influence, all three of them at the time, to the main roster, would any of us complain? Like, she could have been on SmackDown or Raw and fit right in. So she wouldn't have brought the fucking roster down or anything like that. So it's not like I don't blame her, for weighing. I just got to be honest. Like, if that's an option where she can fucking IRL stream and stuff and make more money, I mean, more power to you.
my 3 years and being on TV for 2
But
years.
her being like livable, it's like they're paying her $100,000 to fucking wrestle. There's a bunch of people in chat right now who are like, I would quit everything right now and do that. So
Years, I expected there to be some sort of compensation, just, for the work that I put in, and it didn't end up that way, and that's okay. And, that's why I had to part ways, but it was no like bad blood or anything. It was just, okay, like, I can't make a living on this. And like, I value myself in this way, which you guys might not yet, but who knows, in the future, value goes up. And, if they want me back, I would love to go back, but it's just, it was just in that time.
how many IG followers does she have? There's a lot of, and this is just, I mean, some people will be like, this is a sexist thing to say, but it's just the absolute reality. Okay. Just go listen to interviews, know people in and around showbiz. You'll know this. Okay. There's like, if you have 1 million or 2 million IG followers, you'll fucking get auditions over like people who went to acting school and all this shit. I went to Juilliard, right? People, it's ridiculous. Actresses talk about this all the time too, and even a lot of comedians talk about how they thought post Samantha Irvin did the same thing. She said she got to a certain amount of followers, then she stopped thirst trapping online or whatever the fuck. Or like, I had a goal in mind, it was accomplished, whatever. So typically when they're saying that, when comedians say this shit, it's because their agents or whatever tell them, okay, thought post, get your following up to this number, and then this door and this door will open for you. I'm not even saying that's what she's doing, but it's like, she could do that. You know, that's a route that's open to her. She's a very attractive woman who's very fit. She could do like fitness. She could do like, look at what Summer Rae's doing. Still making money, just like being hot. There you go. You know, it's an avenue for her. So
in that moment, it felt like the right decision for me. And again, didn't want it to be, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
How does that work? They come to you with, so your deal's up after 3 years?
Yep, so at my 3-year
They come to you with a new offer.
Yeah.
You obviously aren't happy with the offer. Do you propose a new number?
Yeah, so it was honestly like kind of a long process for me because it was like a back and forth situation. But yeah, basically they reach out, they say, you know, here's what we are offering you for the next 3 years, and you either accept right then and there or you try to negotiate. And I try to negotiate. And
so it's like 2K GM mode. It's actually like, she did, I think she did the right thing. If that's, you know, if she can make more money elsewhere, she did the right thing. If they're offering her $100,000 for 3 years, so 300,000 over the next 3 years, I bet you she can clear. She's looking at what Cora Jade's doing. I'm just being honest, man. You don't even gotta show your nips or anything these days too. You can just get OF there's people who use OF to like podcast and shit now, which is crazy. Like, you see it, you get the ads. OF will be like pushing comedy specials and shit now. Bert Kreischer's roast was on there. That hoa. So, I mean, she could just do like lewd photos and clear that in a month. So, I mean, it's just how much do you want to be a WWE superstar? She just wants to make money more than be a WWE superstar. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
the offer.
You don't got to support it. You can support it, but there's nothing wrong with that being her fucking path, you know?
Stood as it was. Went back a couple times, like, oh, like, what about this? No, offer stands. I'm like, okay. And if
No budging.
no budge, and
How
you know,
far apart were you
from?
what you wanted and what they were offering?
I just wanted any compensation. I felt like after 3 years,
When you say compensation, they wanted to pay you, so that's compensation.
yeah. So they
You wanted a raise,
I
right?
wanted a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, how big was the gap? Like, were you like, you know,
Miles, like, what are you fucking? Do you not know what compensation means? No.
apart, or were
No.
you thought that they could meet
I
you?
felt like there definitely could have been like a meet in the middle, but after I realized there was no budge, I was like, okay, like that's kind of where it stands. Like there's nothing else I can do or say. It just was like, okay, you know, any sort of raise will do, and it was no raise.
Was
So-
this the same number that you were making the previous 3 years?
Yeah.
So it didn't go up.
Right.
And you were hoping for something
Yeah.
higher.
Just
Okay.
based off of, you know, like people who are coming in, obviously me came in at that rate. And after 2 years of being on TV every single Tuesday, working for TNA as well, I felt like maybe, you know, a raise would be understandable.
Yeah, it totally would be.
And,
Should
you
be.
know,
Did you ask why?
yeah,
You
but
fucking work at Walmart, they give you raises every 9 months or something, right? I don't know. Maybe Walmart doesn't do that. That's a greedy corporation. But yeah, you guys know there's, you know, places you work, 9 month, 2 year, this year, 5th year, you get a bump or whatever. So her 3 years being on TV, working in TNA, we found out that they're not getting extra pay to go to TNA. It's just part of their, well, you work for NXT, so you go wrestle here and da-da-da. Which I don't know, man. You should get a little bump for going to TNA and helping them out, man.
they're
Like they're getting a TV deal off your fucking backs, and you know, and then you're not getting a fucking cut, like even a little piece of that. And it's independent contracting, right? And you can say, well, no, I don't want to go to TNA. Okay, then you have heat with the office. You don't want that. You don't want that. Neither do I. I don't want to trip when I see you with guys between you and.
I didn't speak to like anyone. I spoke to the mediator.
Got it.
So me asking her, oh, why is that? Like, she's not the one who's she's just the mediator. She's the messenger. So like, I couldn't really ask.
She a runner, she a track star. Okay, so she seems like she was trying to negotiate, but they played hardball and they were just like, well, fuck it. We don't actually need you. We'll just replace you, which is shitty because WWE is in that position now where they don't need to hoard up all the talent because AEW. They had no one who goes over there, well, unless it's like AJ, and even AJ wouldn't like change the ratings. It wouldn't, man. It would have to be like Roman or John Cena or Brock Lesnar would have to show up there to change their fucking ratings. No one, not even Edge, changed them significantly. So Monet, none of these people have changed them since Punk. So they don't have to hoard up talent, and they're getting really bloated, and they're getting really bloated with fucking indie talent and young people. And that's why all these ID and Evolve cuts happened and all that. So, or like non-renewals and releases, etc. So Jazmyn Nyx says her boyfriend, well, here, this is what she's talking more about money and cost of living goes up every year. So let's listen to her take on this.
But in terms of like cost of living and things like that, like, there's nothing you can really say. Like everyone, cost of living goes up every year. You have to make a living. Like if you don't get a raise, you're
okay. Well, no shit, Sherlock. We know that. But moving along, Jazmyn Nyx, she responds to like some of the controversy. Well, here's some of her future plans, and then we get into controversy, okay?
Oh.
Do you want to stay in the wrestling business?
Yeah. I mean, I would, like I said, I'm still trying to weigh out my opportunities and see what I'm going to do, where I'm going to head, but I'm not sure in terms of like where yet, but I'm keeping the options open and, deciding from there.
Have you talked to other organizations, other promotions?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you allowed to, or how does that work?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am because I just didn't resign. So I think
so there was no like non-compete or anything like
that.
Yeah, okay.
No, it was just, I'm free.
Yeah.
But I've been taking these past couple weeks just to figure out, where my mind's at, what I want to do, and figuring out my life from here.
What do you think you do? What do you think becomes your profession?
I feel like I've always kind of been like a reality TV girl.
Okay.
And I feel like that's
fucking called it.
Kind of how I've been perceived. Like even growing up, people were always like, oh, you're definitely going to be on like one of those shows and whatever. But I think I want to do both. Like I want to go do these shows if it presents them.
And she might say it here, but she turned down one of these Love is Blind or Love Island or Love on the Spectrum or one of these Love and Hip Hop, one of these fucking shows, right? She turned it down already while she was under contract with WWE. Like she got an offer for it, and then I think she chose WWE over that. So yeah, she's gonna get into the reality TV world. I called that like initially when she left. I'm like IRL streaming, but like reality shows, competition shows.
So I don't know yet. You never know in that world. But I want to continue doing social media influencing, and then obviously take up other wrestling opportunities if they come my way.
Are you interested in being an indie wrestler and going across the country in some of these small locations?
I've always loved traveling.
Okay,
I've always traveled.
You don't feel like you're above that or anything like that?
No, of course not. Like I like I said from the beginning, I'm still learning. Like I'm still trying to perfect my craft, and I don't feel like I perfected it. I wish I had more time to perfect it. So
sign her, Tony Khan. So she speaks about she turned down Love Island while signed to WWE. That's what it was. And she's open to wrestling on indies. We covered that. So she speaks about some of the controversies that surrounded herself and her boyfriend and Bully Ray fucking going off on her, which we covered on this show. So here's her defense of her boyfriend.
Moves. And then he mentions repeatedly that it's fake.
Right.
And this pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like Mark Henry on his radio show, Busted Open, he was very upset about this. What is your response to this? He felt like it was disrespectful.
So my response is the whole point of the video, and if you watch the video, you can see that it was satire. Like him saying, and he knows, I come home with bruises and scratches, broken nose, split open nose. Like obviously he knows it's not fake, and we have this conversation every single day. Like like if anyone, he's like, oh my God, like, how do you do this every day? Like, he's the first person to put it over. And his character, just like how there's heels on WWE, there's villains in reality TV, and he's
See, they're calling it reality TV, but it's interesting because YouTube is TV now, and kick streaming and shit is TV, and these guys want to get on TV shows. I bet they tried out for the fucking Squid Game. They'll be on the Mr. Beast games on Prime season 3 or whatever the fuck. They probably sign up for the Squid Game challenge, and they're gonna do all that shit. And her boyfriend, we covered it, he just does like the edgelord. He just feeds into his chat on Kick, just low hanging shit. And so he does that, though. He plays like a heel online, and she is right about that. And he knew it would piss people off by going, it's fake and shit, but it just pissed off some old heads. Like, we all get it. And even she's sitting here going, obviously it's not fake. Well, no, it is fake. You know what I mean? It's a scripted sport. Like, yes, the physicality is not fake, but you know, I mean, how do we define fake? Is it a work? Work means like you're working, you know, it means it's not really real. It's like a magic trick, right? So,
a villain.
Okay.
And so I think that's kind of how people have to look at it in terms of that. But when he says it's fake, and then goes on in the video to show basically the opposite.
Yeah.
He's hitting the ropes like, oh my God, this hurts, like my back. How do you do this? Like, he's taking bumps. He's getting his butt beat by me. So obviously he knows, like, that's the whole point of the video, is like basically putting it over, you know?
I wish he wouldn't have said that. You know,
Ariel, he's gonna fucking white knight for pro wrestling. So Jazmyn Nyx responded to Bully Ray as well, and she just said, I really respect him. I think there's nothing wrong with what he's saying. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. It's not like we know each other on a personal level, so he won't know for sure if that passion burns within me. When it comes from, yes, I played soccer and had a passion for soccer and training. I had to put myself through a lot to be successful in that. And the same with WWE, you have to work hard. I think just because my journey was a little different doesn't mean I don't have passion or building passion for the future. Making it to main roster, I for sure have passion. I think that was a little of a hard take, but everyone is entitled to their own opinions. And if that's how he perceives me, that is what it is. And that's what people do say when athletes come in. I've never been like that. You can't put your all into something if you do. I mean, she made it to TV relatively quick, man. I wouldn't chalk her up to one of those. The stuff I've already done, the work I put in both on and off TV, I personally don't think it's possible to do all of that without having a passion or love for what I'm doing. Yeah, I agree with her. She had to enjoy it to some degree, right? But then fucking Dani Palmer. So at the beginning of this, right, she worked for NXT for a while, man. I think she got let go, yeah, or is she really hurt? Yeah, ex-WWE star. I think she hurt her knee. She was out for like a while, came back, she got let go. And all of her matches were like young buck fucking tryout matches, dude. She's trying to get, and Dave Meltzer put her over too. Oh, this Dani Palmer, I mean, she's just out there doing everything. It's fucking hilarious. But I don't know if she like retired from wrestling, or I have no clue, but she slams Mandy Rose for claiming that Mandy Rose gets slammed on OF. No, for starting the OF wrestler trend. So Dani Palmer says, I'm here to talk about the trend of WWE release talent going to OF. The OF route, unfortunately, has become way too normalized when in reality, it has a very strong impact on your soul. And it's a serious thing. It seems that one girl has become a trailblazer for this route. She even called herself that in her last podcast titled, I started the WWE to OF trend. My friend and ex-coworker messaged and unfollowed me after I posted job opportunities for any recently released WWE girls thinking about joining OF, inviting them to come work at the refinery movement instead. She said, girl, people can believe in God and do as they please with their own bodies. This is truly in poor taste. Unfortunately, going to unfollow for this. Strange. Take care. That is not Christian. Oh, man. Good shit. And so this unhinged picture of Dani, that I find the most unhinged picture, bro. And so I think she had some more to say. She had a criticism here. She says, flee from sexual immortality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body. but the sexually immoral person sins against their own body. Hallelujah. She's preaching here. Do you not know your bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit in you? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. So honor God with your bodies. Guys, our bodies aren't just ours to do whatever we want with. They're a gift from Gauda, and they're meant to honor him. So to my friend, you know who you are. You have my number. Your decision to do OF is not only hurting you, but also hurting men. The world needs strong men more now than ever. Strong men of God. But pornography, we're on YouTube, guys. I said so much shit already. Is making them weak. It creates weak men who struggle to talk to women in real life. That's a real thing. And it's ruining marriages. Doing OF is not women's empowerment. It's sick, twisted, and evil. OF, it's the mark of the beast. OF is marketed as women taking control of their bodies, but when you look closer, it's not empowerment at all. It's a trap. It's slavery to attention, to validate. I mean, social media is that in general. It's everybody seeking validation. It's whorish. Let's be honest. To never feeling like you're enough. True freedom doesn't come from selling pieces of yourself to the highest bidder. So she went off. All I'm saying, dude, is hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Fucking go, dude. Call the Bucks, Danny. Okay, you could do all those fucking flips, and they'll love that shit. You'll get 5 stars from Dave, and they love this shit. You can hold sermon over at their fucking at their host, and don't forget, chat. Go with Christ, bros. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was miscellaneous news. Where's Wade Barrett? Where are you, buddy?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.